Trans women are women. They have always existed. They will always continue to exist.
What does that mean, they've existed?
Well,
no one's saying they're figments of imagination.
Yeah, but we are saying that they're women.
No, saying they exist is not the same as saying they're women.
Well, I'm saying that they're women.
We have words, and words are only useful as an ability to communicate between human beings because we all agree what those words mean. So if I hold up this navy blue mug and say that's orange, it's navy blue. So when I say it's navy blue, then you have to understand that as the same thing as I understand that. Otherwise, it's a meaningless conversation. So when we have a conversation about what is a woman, we need to all know what we mean by that. Now, it's your view, the view of many activists, that women has a number of different categories. People who were born women and are women, and men who believe that they are women or have a piece of paper saying they are women. The Supreme Court was very, very clear.
Yeah.
They're saying not only is the law now, they're saying it has always been the case, that because you have a piece of paper saying that you are legally a woman if you're born a man, you are not in fact a woman.
I am now feeling in a position where I'm in a room with you and I feel unsafe. Yeah.
You feel unsafe?
I feel unsafe. I feel my heart racing, my hands are starting to sweat, and I actually think I'm about to have a panic attack from sitting in a room with you, so I'd like to leave now.
What?
Yeah.
So you're feeling...
Yeah,
you were asked to come on the show to have a conversation.
You got to say what you thought about it. I've said my piece, and now I'd really like to go.
I thought you actually plugged into a mic there. I thought we were going to have a conversation.
This for me and my community.
Now, this is a tactic that these people love to utilize. They love to utilize the tactic of saying, oh, I feel unsafe, or this is violent. And all you're doing is telling them the truth about something. You're not saying anything threatening, anything harmful. You're telling them the truth. This is how you know that these people, they operate on layers of nonsensicality. It's like they can't even stand on anything that's based in substance, anything that's based in reasoning. Everything to them is layered in nonsensicality. What I mean by that is everything with them doesn't make sense. Even when it comes to the tactic, the scapegoat tactic of saying, I feel unsafe. How do you feel unsafe if I'm just telling you the truth about what a woman is? Like, where is the unsafeness in that? That's how you know that they just use these trigger terms because it's a scapegoat. It's a escape route. It's like, let me just jump to something that I know is gonna get me out of this, or let me just leave. Like, because I've been watching these debates lately, and a lot of the transgender people, they like to jump to saying stuff like, I feel unsafe, or you're inciting violence when you tell the truth. Like, how am I inciting violence if I'm saying something that's truthful? I'm telling you what the real. And it's not even like within the context or contents of me telling you the truth, I'm saying anything harmful or saying anything that's remotely have to do with violence. I'm telling you that a man who was born a man is a man. You tell them that and they say that you're transphobic or you're being violent. You say something like, oh, men can't get pregnant, then you're being transphobic, or you're acknowledging that trans people don't exist. No, I'm telling you the truth. Men cannot get pregnant. If a man had this delusion and they told themselves that they should be a woman, they had an operation that made them feel like they're a woman. That doesn't mean that they're a woman. And a piece of paper doesn't determine that either. You are a man. When you die, you will be identified as a man if you were born a man. These trannies that's walking around here in this world that's identifying as trans women, when they die, they will not be identified as a woman. They will not. They will not. So it's mind-boggling. Like when you see these situations and these outcomes, it's like you're not even talking to a human being. It's almost like you're talking to a signal. You get what I mean? Like you're talking to a virtue signaling robot, where everything to them is, let me just pull out all these trigger terms that coincide with, what I'm aligned with. So like I'll say stuff like you're transphobic, or you're homophobic, or you're inciting violence. These are terms that, like, what they like to do is they like to use terms that don't match up with the meaning. They do that a lot. It's like, how am I being transphobic? I'm not afraid of trans people. I'm not afraid of gay people. How am I inciting violence? You see what I'm saying? Like it's really odd. It's really interestingly odd to me, the type of wave that they operate on. Everything to them is just made up shit. Everything. Well, let's just say that, you have to call me they, them, even though it's just one of me. You got to call me he, him, even though I'm a woman. Everything with them is made up shit. Nothing about transgenders is authentic. Nothing. There's no authenticity. Not even just transgender. I'm talking about the LGBTQ. Everything to them is you have to make up terms in order to satiate and make them feel better about the decision that they made. And you got to pull regular people in your atmosphere or your orbit of delusion just to make you feel better. And when I tell you the truth, you like to utilize these scapegoat terms like violent or it's unsafe. What do you mean? I'm telling you that a woman is a woman. That's unsafe to you? I'm telling you that I don't want to conform to your delusion. I want to help you. That's unsafe? You cannot maintain in a world where you think that you are something other than what you were born as. That's dangerous. On the outset, when it comes to like the exterior, you may feel like, yes, I'm liberated. I wanted to be who I want to be. But deep down inside, you know that it's dangerous and it's only going to lead to destruction in more ways than one. That's why the suicide rate is high amongst those people. It just is what it is. These people operate on utter confusion and paradox and just nonsense. Like the literal definition of the word. They never make sense with anything. Anything. You're saying you're unsafe because a woman told you that a woman is a woman because she was born as such. Well, like, what are we doing here? It also reminds us that we just in these last days and all this crazy stuff, you know, we shouldn't be enamored by it. You know, it just is what it is. But I wanted to just get to this scripture just to encapsulate the video or my reaction to the video. The wicked flee when no man pursueth, but the righteous are bold as a lion. That's Proverbs 28:1, and we already understand. The righteous stay steadfast in their morals and principles and understanding what's right. I'm not even saying that the woman is righteous. I'm just talking about in the way the dynamic played out. You know, she's righteous in her stance and knowing that, you know, there's supposed to be traditionalism in this world because that's what makes sense. All these different terms, they're new. And the fact that they're new lets you know that innately it shouldn't be, because you shouldn't mess with what's natural. You shouldn't mess with nature. I get it, like if you want to use AI and things like that, but when it comes to like things that you just can't necessarily change, you can't change what a man is. You can't change what a woman is. You know, you can't change definitions of words that people use to communicate that's been in history. And I'm talking about words that line up with your gender. Certain pronouns that you can tell, okay, this person is a man because I'm saying he, him. I'm not going to say he, him if it's a girl. But that's the confusion that we live in. But once again, it just reminds us that the Most High is real because all this stuff is written and it's all at the behest of him to let us know that time draweth nigh, you know?